Hi, my name is Al. Welcome back to my channel, and today I have a speed build for you, and it's a long one, so grab a snack and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so today I am building my childhood home, and I thought this would be fun because one, I wanted to do this for a while in The Sims, and also I thought it would be really cool to actually play with my childhood house for the high school years expansion pack. And since the update broke absolutely everything, as we all know, I thought it would be nice to just build for a while and do something fun. And I will definitely get back to gameplay once I fix everything, update all my mods and all that good stuff, and then I'll give the pack a go. But I also want to build a high school, so I'll probably do that as well. But anyway, this house is like a ranch style house. I've lived in this house since I was 8, and obviously I lived here when I went to high school. And it's like very long and narrow, and it's got this really beautiful long front porch. And my favorite thing about growing up here was actually like the outside and the garden and the landscape. And we have 1 acre of land, and it's like surrounded by woods. It's out in the country, and it's really pretty. And so I focused a lot on the landscaping because that's a big part of this house, and I'm proud with how it came out. So the other thing I did, which I haven't actually done before, is use the terrain tools in this game. And if you've used the terrain tools, you know they're kind of a pain in the butt. So you'll see me fiddling around with it a lot and like smoothing it out. The house is on like a hill in real life, and then there's like a slope down on the left side, so I wanted to represent that, but there was a lot of a trial and error, and when I started to put a basement in, it like messed it up. I don't know, but I cut a lot of that out. But if you see me messing with the terrain, I had to do that a lot. So I put the porch on, I am working on the roof, and I put the windows on, and then I'm gonna start landscaping here. This house also has a 2-car garage, but I only fit 1 garage because it would have made it even more long. So I was just like, nah, I couldn't fit it anyway. And eventually I moved to a larger lot. This was one of the lots in Copperdale, but I got sick of trying to squeeze everything around in the yard, so I was like, whatever. I just moved to the bigger one, and I think it's like the park or whatever. So in this video I don't have the pack yet, but I try to match the lot size so I could just place it once I get the pack. So now I am doing the terrain paint all around the house. There's this lovely garden that goes all the way around, and props to my mom because she kind of like created this and has maintained it for all these years, and it's beautiful. So again, I wanted to do that justice. So there is like a fence in like the garden bed, and I replaced that later with a debug fence. Oh yeah, here you can see me messing around with the terrain because it's pain. And I had to like smooth it out a bunch, and yeah, I didn't know that you couldn't like place tiles unless it was like completely flat, which is so annoying, but I figured it out. And yeah, so now I'm working on the driveway, and there's like this sidewalk that goes up around in front of the porch, and yeah, the terrain, man, it's so annoying. So I'm just smoothing it out. It's great. The other thing that gave me some issues was like the foundation and the garage, because you know you can't have 2 different foundations if the building's connected. So I just kind of faked it. You'll see that in a little bit. And then my favorite part, placing 10 million garden rocks around the whole house. No, actually it wasn't that bad. It was kind of therapeutic, to be honest. But so I'm placing all these downsized garden rocks, and I think it's worth the effort. It looks really nice at the end. Looks realistic. Oh, the other thing I was gonna say is a couple areas of this house look almost exactly perfect to the real life thing. Like the front of the house looks pretty good, and like the living room dining area looks pretty spot on, like to a scary amount. I like built it and then I was like, this is weird how real this looks. I'm not trying to like toot my own horn or anything, but just like the things that we have in the game are like what is in my parents' house? It's so weird. So I sent a picture to my mom and she was like, whoa, that's really weird. And I was like, yeah, it is weird. So anyway, it was an interesting experience making this. And a lot of this I did from memory, so there's little things that aren't super correct and some things you can't do in The Sims. But I tried my best, and again, I think it turned out pretty good. So now I am putting some plants down in the front yard, and this garden actually extends a little bit. I extend it again when I move to a bigger lot, but for now, this is what we got. And the plants aren't like actually the plants that are in the front yard, but I mean, we have irises in the game, and we have hydrangeas too, but most of it, like, I just put flowers down that looked nice, because we don't have every single flower in real life in the game. And then there's also this little tree out front, and we have a basketball hoop in the little driveway, and the rest of our driveway is really long, and it's actually not gravel anymore. It's asphalt, but I thought gravel looked prettier, so I put terrain paint down for the gravel driveway. Now I'm making a porch swing. Since we don't have a porch swing in the game, I use these rain chains to kind of fake it and make it look like it was a swing. I don't know, I think it looks okay. And then we have some rocking chairs out there, and a couple tables, and a rug, and some planters. My mom loves her plants, and they cover the entire house, as you'll see later. And yeah, she always has like a wreath on the door. I also put like a little thing to represent the doorbell. It's this really cute green doorbell. We don't have doorbells, so I just put that there. And now I'm going in with the plants. So there's like a bunch of random propagated little pots of plants, like literally all over this porch. So I just randomly kind of put them on there, but they look cute in the end. They add some detail and they look nice. The windows on the front of the house are also bigger. They're actually double windows, but we didn't have any double windows with those red shutters, maroonish shutters that we have. And then I'm working on the garage and the outdoor lighting. So this is how I fake the garage. I just put different wallpaper and some columns and some windows. And then I'm like, what am I gonna do with this foundation? But I just kind of ignore it and pretend it's part of the door. I don't know. Stick a car in there. And that sun decor, wall decor thing, my mom actually has that up on the garage, so that was funny too. Now I'm working on the back of the house here, and we have a back deck, and this changes a little bit. I like shrink it at one point and then make it bigger at one point to try to squeeze everything into the backyard, and then I just give up and move to a bigger lot. So it's not going to stay exactly the same, but it pretty much looks like this. We have a sliding glass door, and then what I'm doing here is I'm trying to make this little like boardwalk thing. Like the stairs from the deck go down, and then there's like this little plank boardwalk thing that sticks up from the ground, just like this platform does. But it was all janky. I get rid of it in the end and just replace it with flooring because it looks cool, but it just like the block clusters were conflicting or whatever it says, so I just got rid of it in the end. And we have a garage door in the back. We have more garden stuff, so I'm putting the terrain paint down again back here. And then I'm gonna go in, put some hedges, some flowers, and do the garden in the back, which again was made by my stepdad and my lovely mother, and they did a great job. So my mom, I think, planted most of these flowers, and like I said, they go all the way around the house. And yeah. And then there's some planters that my stepdad built, and my mom and I planted this garden together when I was little. Lots of memories. It's super cute. So yeah, just doing that. And then this is like one of two instances where I use CC in this build. I didn't want to, but we have a chain link fence like this in the back, and we don't have one in game, so this is a CC fence. And it extends way longer in the backyard. So I do that later when I move to a different lot again. So you'll see that later. And then there's a little like swing set playground thing that I expand on later for the grandkids. And now I'm just decorating the back porch. We have an umbrella back there. We have some furniture, a grill. We used to have a hot tub. RIP to the hot tub. It's gone now. I'm very sad about it. But this is not really what the layout of the furniture is right now, but it's close enough. I just stuck everything out there. Again, more plants. So many plants. I wish I could keep my plants alive like my mom does, but I usually kill most of them. So yeah. Okay, so this side of the house, there's actually window seats, and there's little bump outs that are on the edge here. And at first I didn't make them, and then I go back later and put them in. So you'll see the side of the house here change to make like egress windows in the basement. Like you can't do that in The Sims. So I make a little like cutout basement, and I'm gonna put the escape window in the basement once I get the pack, and a ladder that comes up from the basement so people can sneak out. So this changes a little bit, but I still have like the garden going all the way around. Now I'm working on the floor plan. I wish I did this before I did the landscaping, because I quickly realized I didn't have enough room. And of course in The Sims, like, it's not a perfect ratio to real life. The tiles were off. So I was like, whatever, I just made do. You can see here I shrunk the back deck. But I expand that later. Now I'm working on the kitchen. I think the kitchen, dining room, living room turned out the most accurate, and also the basement's pretty good too. But yeah, so this is like uncannily realistic. The colors of everything too, like, pretty much match. It's so weird. So now I'm just putting the flooring down in all the other rooms. In the bathrooms, we have some linoleum. In the bedrooms and living room, we have some carpet, and I'm also sticking the paint down in some of the rooms. We got a backsplash in the kitchen and the dining room, and then I believe I go in and start, gotta put the paint in all the rooms first, the bathrooms and everything, in the bedrooms, and then I think I go in and do the dining room area and start to decorate that. Yeah. Oh, okay, first I put the doors in, and these doors are this exact same. It's wild. It kind of freaks me out. So I put the doors in, and then we have these like wicker dining chairs, literally exactly like that, except they have cushions. Like, it's wild. We also have like a china cabinet that I find a shelf that kind of works for that. It's a little bit taller in real life than the one I chose here, but it works. And then we have like a decorative shelf there. Again, I'm just trying to like find the stuff that's actually there in real life. Putting a rug down, and then cluttering the walls and the china cabinet. So my mom also has like a lot of like landscape pictures around, pictures of fruit, pictures of flowers. And so in The Sims we have a lot of that, so that worked pretty perfectly. The style is like country mixed with kind of like some more ornate things. I don't know, it's interesting. But yeah, so I'm sitting in my parents' house right now, looking at the dining room table and the dining room table here, and it's freaking me out. I can't stop saying that, but it's so weird when you get something this spot on. It's just weird. It's like having yourself in a video game. It's so weird. Anyway, so you saw me pick out a bunch of different plants that I'm gonna put around the house. You know, I'm cluttering up the kitchen a little bit, and the clutter is pretty good too. We have jars like this, we have a knife block, a bread box, and all this kind of junk. We have a wine rack, just putting that up on the china cabinet. Again, some decor, a fruit bowl. This area is where we used to have like the landline phone, so there's like a little stool there. The landline's gone now, but the stool remains. And now I'm working on the curtains. So the curtains were hard because the curtains are this nice like forest dark green color around the sliding glass door, but this is what I ended up using, and it works fine. It just, the rest of them were like too in the way of the door. So yeah, there is a door here that I just added that goes to a pantry, but I end up deleting it because it's in the way of the bathroom in The Sims. So gotta do what you gotta do, make sacrifices. Now I'm decorating this shelf. This is full of like family photos and a couple knickknacks, things like that. This shelf is actually very accurate too. And then just some more kitchen things, a blind, some wall decor, more plants, you know the drill. And then we have a fireplace in the living room. This is like a custom built fireplace. My parents had an addition put onto the house, and with that they had this fireplace made, and it's got like a huge tall like floor to ceiling mantle, and the fireplace that I picked is probably the closest one to what is in real life, and it's even got a mirror up there, so works pretty well. Now I am searching for a couch. This is my second instance of using CC because I couldn't find one that I like. Again, it's like this nice dark green couch, and I couldn't find one in the game that suited me. So the ottoman and the couch are CC, the chair is not. But I thought that looked the best. So if I do upload this ever, I can just replace the couch and the chair and the fence outside and be good to go. But yeah, so we have a couple end tables in here. We have a plant in the corner, some knickknacks, lamp. These wooden blinds are, again, exactly the same blinds that we have in real life. So I put that to kind of cover up the missing double window situation. And now I'm making a custom entertainment center out of Dream Home Decorator closet shelf things. And this worked pretty well. The only thing is if you put walls down, it disappears. But my parents have this tiny TV in this big old entertainment center, so that's what I made. It works pretty well. And then my parents also love going to Goodwill, so there's a bunch of knickknacks all around this entertainment center, on the mantle, you know. So we're adding all those decor pieces to represent that. We have some bird statues. We have some plants, some grass, like the dried grass thing. There's even a sailboat, which I represent by that ship there. Yes, the fake grass, there we go. That is actually up there too. Pretty cool. This is so weird. I'm literally sitting on the living room floor right now and looking at this angle. So now I'm replacing the lights, and we have the classic, what I like to call boob light. And yes, we have one boob light in The Sims, so there, I'll put it right there. And then some lighting on the entertainment center. And that's pretty much it for the living room. And now we have this main bathroom here. Unfortunately, this bathroom is not functional when I play tested, because the toilet and the sink and the shower are all too kind of squished in there. But again, I was just going for realism at the time, so I'll have to move it around if I actually play in this house for the expansion pack. But again, the wall color and the wall texture of this is exact. It's so weird. The mirror is almost exact too. Ugh, it's wild. I'm gonna keep saying that, I'm sorry. And then we have a cabinet, a couple cabinets in there for storage, medicine cabinet above the toilet, all that stuff. So again, I think it looks really good, but I'll have to fiddle around with it if I play in this house to make it work. So the sink's functional, but I think the toilet and the shower don't work right now. But when I go to the other bathroom in a second, that one is functional, luckily. So this one here, this is the bathroom off of my parents' bedroom, and there is like a closet door on the side, but again, couldn't really fit that in there. Oh yeah, I gotta choose a light to go above my mirror in this bathroom, and then I'll go back to the other one. But yeah, this is my parents' bathroom, and it's pretty simple. This one, again, like I said, is functional, so I don't have to mess with it anymore. There's even a little bench in there that I got in there, and it works. So yeah, pretty simple. Nice bathroom. And then I believe I work on my parents' bedroom next. So again, their bedroom is pretty simple. It's nice and clean. They have this like cast iron, wrought iron headboard thing, and kind of like a green and tan comforter. So this one from Country Living I think was the best fit for them. And then they have 2 end tables and 2 lamps. And then, excuse that garage window cutting into the wall there. I do actually end up moving the whole garage over later and get rid of that. But I cover it up again with these blinds, which they also have in the room. And then I found some curtains to cover the side, and they look pretty nice. So that's what I do to kind of fix that issue. But again, I fixed that window later. And then they have 2 dressers. So one is my stepdad's, one's my mom's. So again, this was kind of fun to just try to find clutter pieces for. and they both have like a lot of like sentimental things on their dressers, which is always like really cute and nice when I walk in there. My stepdad actually has like 2 of my paintings above his dresser, so I just put some artwork up there. He has family photos up there too, photos from their wedding, like knickknacks, random stuff. So again, just threw some stuff on there. And then my mom has like, you know, jewelry, perfume, plants, pictures, cards, all sorts of stuff on there. So I picked out a few knickknacks to clutter the top of her dresser with, and there's also some family photos on the walls, which I add. This room again isn't quite accurate. It's a little bit bigger in real life, but you know, what can you do? Now I'm working on my mom's office. So she is a counselor and she works from home sometimes, so she has this really nice setup with like a ring light and everything, and she's got, you know, her bookshelves in there. Again, lots of plants. This is like the plant room. So I tried to put a few plants in there, and I put this like cool mood lamp in there. She actually used to have one of these. It's somewhere, but anyway, I thought it was pretty, so I stuck that in there. I add a few more things that I don't show in this clip later on, like a few more shelves and stuff. And this functions too. My sim was able to sit there and go on the computer. So it's kind of like a weird layout for The Sims, but I mean, that's how it is in real life, so that's what I did. And now this room behind it is like a guest bedroom. So this is where I stay now when I come to visit. And again, it's a little too squished in The Sims. So this bed is actually not functional right now, but again, just kind of going for the realism, whatever. There is actually a window seat. This is where one of the window seats is that I add later, and you'll see it in like the screenshots later on. There's a mirror in here, there's a desk in here, and just like a couple tables, and you guessed it, a bunch of plants. All the plants are in here too. So there's like a clock on the wall that I stick on there, and yeah, so it's kind of weird because you have to walk through one of the rooms to get to this room, and this was part of the addition, so like they didn't have enough you know, finances to like make the house like humongous, so they just opted for putting one bedroom behind the other, which is fine. I mean, it's nice to have that room, extra room back there for whatever you want. Now this is my bedroom when I was a child and a teen. It's like really long and narrow, again, because it used to be half this size, and then with the addition made it like long and skinny. So I'm not decorating it now how I had it when I was like a teen, but how it is now. So they converted it into like this multi-purpose room. It's an office, a guest room as well, with a pull-out couch, and it's also like a playroom for my stepbrother's kids when they come over. So my stepdad works in here sometimes as well, and my stepdad loves his fish, so there's a giant fish tank in here with all of their fish, and I think most of them have names. No, the nice ones have names, the mean ones are not named. So we got a fish tank in there, a couch, chair, a bookshelf with a bunch of kids' toys on it, and then this is the other room with the window seat that I will put in later. There's also like some poofs on the floor, toy box, all that good stuff. So I definitely try to add that stuff in, and of course artwork. There's other like family photos as well, nice curtains, all that stuff. I miss this bedroom, but it does look nice. It's, my mom did a good job repurposing my bedroom finally. It's quite sad. And there's also a walk-in closet in this room, which I'm doing now. It's a little bit bigger in real life, but you know, it's not functional really anyway in the Sims, so I just made a quick dream home decorator closet area just for the realism, and I like little details like that. So I'm doing the front closet now as well, and just popping some shelves in there, some coats and some shoes, just for realism's sake. I like those little details in builds sometimes. So now I'm working on the laundry room, which is at the back of the house, where you go out to the garage, and this one looks pretty accurate too, I must say. So we got our, of course, washer and dryer, utility sink, some cabinets, and then I make a little like utility closet as well. And then there's stairs here that also go down to the basement, which we'll work on a little bit later. There's like a stool, some shoes, where you can put your shoes. This is the door we usually come in when we get home, all that stuff. Again, just trying to find the clutter that actually is in the room. There's a cabinet over here, an ironing board on this side. And then I do put a pet bowl down because I think when I play this family, I want to have a cat. I grew up with a cat, and she has long since passed away. But this is where we used to keep her water, so that's why I put it in there for old time's sake. And I'm making a little utility closet. Again, not functional, but it's cute. It's got some cleaning stuff in there, and a trash can, a broom. So yeah, that is that. And then of course my mom has another plant in here. Who would have guessed? Okay, so now we are at the bigger lot finally. And you can see that I have expanded the fence area, so it is nice and big now. And I am making a kind of like tree house. I'm expanding on the backyard play area for the grandkids. So there's like this little tree house thing that in a swing set, and I think my stepdad did build this actually. And then there's like a slide that comes off of it. But of course we can't have that in The Sims, unfortunately. So we just make do with a little toddler slide, and that's okay. But I try to make all the wood match, and you know how challenging that can be in The Sims. So anyway, I try my best. So we have like a little toy box up here, a ladder that the kids climb up to, and they can play in this little wooden thing. And then we have the swing set. They also have a sandbox. It's not quite like this, but I thought it would be fun to like make a little sand pit under here, and you can actually play in the sand. I think that came with my wedding stories. I don't know, but I make a little sandbox. I put some toys in there, and then I find this like debug plank item that I like can put around the sand, which is nice. The only thing is I found out later that your Sims can't actually cross over this. So I'll have to replace it with something else, but whatever, I'll do that later. But I thought it looked kind of cool, so I found some debug like sand toys, bucket, whatever, and now I'm cleaning up the terrain a little bit and making it look nice. There's a dollhouse in there for your Sims to play with. It looks really cute. And then there's also like a couple garden beds back here. My mom has a vegetable garden back here. She does all the gardening, man. And then there's a pine tree in there, and yeah. So now we're moving on to the garage, and this is mostly decorative, if not all decorative. I do put a workbench back here, but I don't really know if your Sims can get to it, but it's okay. I put another one down in the basement anyway. But this is like where all my stepdad's tools are, so I found some debug tools that I raised up on these shelves, as you can see right now, and I put all of those on there just to represent that. I try to find a bunch of like different like carts and shelves and things. We have bikes in there. My mom's gardening stuff is over there on that left wall. We got the trash. We got a bunch of like, I don't know, camping stuff we're working on, cars, random things. I don't know. What do you store in your garage? Toys? I don't know. But yeah, I just, again, kind of had fun finding random clutter items to put on these shelves. I don't really know what they are, but they fill up the space and they look garagey, so, you know. It works. I think it turned out good. And then I put some floor water stains on the floor because there are some. So there you go. And we do have a fire pit back here, so I put a little fire pit with some chairs, and then behind the fire pit is actually like a pole barn, and then it's like the woods, so obviously you couldn't fit that. I'm right at the edge of the lot, but yeah, put the fireplace in there. And then this is where I'm trying to make the window seats, so I made those little bump outs, and I actually end up making them with platforms. So I raised the platform up, and then I put trim on it and flooring on it. They're like wooden cedar window seats, and they actually open, and there's storage inside. Obviously you can't do that in The Sims, but it kind of looks like they could, I guess. And then adding some things to this guest room, changing the desk out so it fits better. And then I raised some pillows up on the top of the window seat so it looks nice and cozy, and even though you can't sit there, it looks good. Here's like this egress window situation that I was making, and I'm doing the floor plan for the basement. The basement was easier because I had the room to adjust all of the room sizes to whatever I wanted them to be. So like the scale is much more realistic and better than it is upstairs. So that was nice to do. And so the first thing I'm working on is this giant storage room that is downstairs. And I think what would have been really nice for this back room is like the thrift stuff from the new pack. So once I get the pack, I'll probably put those like stacked furniture items down there, because that's basically what it looks like. It's like all our old furniture, random stuff, all my old toys and things from my childhood, just like documents, holiday decorations, all stuff. So it's like lined with these shelves, and you can actually walk behind the staircase, so it's like all one big connected like U-shaped room. So I liked how that turned out. Again, it's like all kind of decorative. There's not really anything functional except for this woodworking table. Oh, I put a fridge down there too, because there's a fridge down there, so we have like extra pantry stuff, like a fridge and freezer down there and stuff like that. I don't know. Like out of season clothes they put down here, and then there's like the water heater and the furnace, I believe, down here as well. So I put some like sciencey stuff right there, so it represents like the furnace. And then we also have like the water softener over there. And then we used to have the cat litter box down here, so I put the cat litter box in its rightful place. And so yeah, the cat can use that. Put a rug in there. Now I'm working on this little room. Like when you first go down the stairs, there is a like living room set up down here. We have a little closet with the water softener in there and the treadmill. And again, like an older entertainment center. This is actually a dresser from Eco Lifestyle, I think. And again, I kind of did this hack where I just raised up an older looking TV and stuck it in there, which works perfect because that's what's down there. And then we have like a stereo record player thingy down there. Rug, a couple couches, a couple lamps. We don't have a cat tree, but if I'm playing this house, I want a cat tree, so I put the cat tree down there just to fill that space in. And yeah, now I'm fixing the stairs. I think they're carpeted, but we don't have any carpeted stairs, so whatever. And then did the flooring, and then this back room here where the windows are is not finished. Actually, I left the walls and the floor unpainted because it's actually like that in real life. So I might go in and paint the walls for gameplay, but there's like a ping pong table down here, there's like weightlifting machine, and a bunch of plants right in front of the window. So this is the window, one of these windows I'm going to replace with like the sneak out window, so they can use that ladder to go up. I actually did sneak out that window once in real life. Don't tell my mom. I didn't go anywhere because I was too scared to go anywhere, but I snuck out of the basement window. Funny. So now I'm working on the little computer room office down here. This was my office basically when I was a high schooler and a middle schooler. I would come down here. This is where I played The Sims 2 for hours and hours and hours and hours, well into the night. I would stay down here till like 3 a.m. in the summer and play Sims right on that computer and then sneak upstairs. So it's not really used anymore because like now that we're all out of the house, like my parents kind of have their pick of rooms to make into offices, but this is still here. So yeah, there's like a corner desk. We don't have like those L-shaped corner desks in The Sims, obviously, so I kind of just made do, shoved a bunch of pieces together and kind of made a desk looking corner thingy. And then there's a bunch of bookshelves, cluttering it up with some books and CDs and all that stuff. Then I make this little bump out here because there's a closet in the other room next door, and decorate it with some pictures. Yep, that's about it. Now I'm working on my stepdad's room, I guess. Before he had the upstairs bedroom for an office, like this was his older office, like where he could just put all of his stuff. So it's like a pretty quirky room because he just like all of his things are in here. So he like plays guitar, he's an illustrator, he likes photography, he loves nature and animals, so he's got like, you know, the mounted birds and the hunting stuff and whatever, and like all his knickknacks that he's collected, and family photos and like everything. So again, I had like a lot of fun just finding knickknacks that are kind of like his style and match the room. He's got a fish tank down there, love his fish. So I found some like funny things to put on the bookshelf and just like random clutter. This is kind of looks like an art desk, which he also has down there, an easel, put a closet, random pictures, you know. It's like a man cave. This is his man cave. That's the word I was looking for. Some mounted fish, you know. He's an avid fisherman as well. He likes all those kind of things. So yeah, so I'm decorating the shelf now, putting some postcards up, and then my final touch is to add a camper to this driveway. You can see I extended the driveway. I also made a little maple tree because we do have a maple tree. My parents have a camper. I switched out the cars, make them a little more realistic to what we actually have, and that is it. So now we are into the screenshots. There is a lot of screenshots because there's a lot of rooms in this build. So if you want to pause on any one and like look at it for longer, of course feel free. But that is my build. Like I said, I will be back soon with gameplay once I get everything figured out. Hopefully there is a patch that fixes all these bugs coming soon. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know. I can make more of these types of videos as well. I do love building in The Sims as well as gameplay, so I'm down for that. If you did enjoy, consider subscribing, leaving a comment, leaving a like, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!